In this video, I want to show you why awareness ads, engagement ads, and even retargeting can be one of the worst things you can do when you're first starting off to run your Facebook ads, or even if you've got some momentum and you're struggling to break through a plateau. Running those kinds of objectives can really damage your account, and it can be really unnecessary spending. So let's jump into the ad account. I want to show you some examples of why this can happen and the reasoning behind it, and then give you a good way to actually set up your ads in a much more efficient and effective way so you can actually get the results that you're looking for. So you can see here inside of this ad account, we've got a lot of different things in here. We spent quite a bit of money, and I want to show you the biggest difference of an engagement or even an awareness campaign and a purchase campaign. Now, both of these campaigns are driving people to the same spot, but they're optimizing for two completely different things. And why this is so important is because what you tell Facebook to optimize for and any of the ad platforms is exactly what it's going to give you. So for example, when it comes to engagement, you can see that I'm not paying too much per engagement. My CPMs are really, really solid. And you can see that I'm also getting engagement at a very, very cheap rate, right? So you can see here like 10,000 post engagements, 6,000 post reactions, tons of comments, all that kind of good stuff. Now, granted, the only reason why these ones have a lot more is because they've spent a significant amount more. However, the cost to get these engagements has costed a lot more versus getting these ones. Why? Because what we're telling Facebook to optimize for is exactly what we're going to get. I've seen tons of people, time and time again, where they drive tons of people to a page and they didn't realize that their pixel was set up incorrectly and they get nothing, which is a really big problem because if you're sending people to your page, but your pixel's not optimized for the right thing, all that money in theory can be wasted. Now there's ways to recover that and there's ways to use it, but it's super important that you set up for what you actually want. So when we go in here and when we're actually setting up a campaign, it's super important to pick the right thing. I would veer away from awareness, traffic, engagement. Mostly these top three are not necessarily needed. They're more of a secondary option if you're using them to supplement what you're currently doing on your main campaigns, or if you're using them for a very, very specific reason. Like a big reason we use engagement is to boost the social proof on an ad that we're going to use in a purchase campaign. So one really easy thing you can do is if you're running e-commerce ads for a store, you can start the ad off as a purchase campaign, really low budget, duplicate that, use the post ID, and then use it for an engagement campaign, drive a ton of engagement. Then that purchase campaign, when it comes across someone's screen, when they're looking to buy something or anything like that, they get hit with your ad, they're going to have a really, really higher chance of actually clicking because they're seeing all that engagement. Like something's going on here. They're going to stop and look versus an ad that has no engagement. So this is a really, really good way this is how we use engagement, traffic, and awareness, is to more drive the algorithm so we're getting more engagement. Sure, some of those people may buy. It's very unlikely. But once you have that, it's very important to actually tell Facebook and tell the ad platforms exactly what you want to optimize for. In this case, purchases. So I'd really recommend to steer clear of those other objectives. Once again, unless you're doing it for a very specific reason. And I want to show you really quick before I end off the video how we exactly do that and what's the best way to set that up. So let's say you are running an e-commerce store or even some kind of a coaching funnel and you're looking for purchases on a low ticket offer. First things first, you want to set up that ad as a purchase objective. The problem is if you start it off as engagement, converting it into a purchase campaign is very difficult and Facebook tends to get confused and then it's harder for you to actually get that to happen. So start it as a purchase campaign, go through your normal ad setup structure, keep it very simple. Then what you'll do is you will go into I'll go to a different ad account for this one. You'll actually go to that creative that you just made. So for example, let's say this is one I just made and I was optimizing for engagement. So you would go here, you go to the Facebook post with comments, it would open up a new tab. And there used to be an option where there was a link ID right here in the URL. It's not there anymore. And a lot of the times you can't find it. So the way to do it is you just scroll down, you hit boost. Then it'll give you that target ID at the end here. You can go back to your ad account. After you set up the purchase or the lead campaign, that primary objective is the first thing you should set up for. Then you'll hit create, engagement. And from here, you can adjust your audience, but you don't really need to set up too much. You just go right to the ad level, and instead of create, you'll hit use existing post, enter post ID, drop in that thing we just got, click the check mark, and I got to change my page name. It's mine. There we go. Let's actually do this too, because I want people to engage on my ad, and then you want post engagement. So it's super important to choose on your ad post engagement, maximize engagement with this post, choose your page. Then we go here and drop that post ID in, and then it'll bring everything in. This is awesome because you don't have to worry about copying and pasting. You just get that post ID, drop it in, and you're pretty much good to go. This is a very easy strategy that you don't have to spend lots of money on in order to drive a ton of engagement to your ads. And it's a great add-on. Like I said, you can spend $1 to $5 a day. You'll get more than enough engagement from that kind of a spend. Just to kind of show you what that actually looks like. So this is, I want to show you guys this one right here. So you can see here on this campaign, we spent, let's filter this down to performance. So we spent $370 and we got 10,000 post engagements. 4 cents basically, not even 4 cents per post engagement. Some of these even less. So it's a really easy thing to set up. You don't have to spend much money on it. And like I said, like in this example, we spent $18 and got 3,800 post engagements. $18 again. This one performed a lot better, 380. But that's more than enough to give some like juice and give some meat to your creatives and to your ads. And it makes people stop their scroll a lot more. So if you enjoyed these kinds of videos and if you really like to implement these ad ideas and get a higher return on ad spend from your marketing campaigns, I'd really encourage you to join the Predictable Profits Mastermind. It's a totally free community. You can ask me questions. I'm glad to review your ads. And you get access to the funnel diagnostic sheet, which is a cheat sheet, and it shows you all the KPIs that are important, what they actually mean at like a third grader level, and then how you can influence them with a ton of mini trainings. And this is updated pretty much every week. So check the first link in the description to join. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you go out there and try to drive more engagement through your posts with something very simple like this, and I'll see you in the next one.